society. We built it. We actually built it. So for the institution to be locked down for months on months and not being able to produce no work, they rush people back to work. And yeah, in the institution, like COVID, like really ran rapid in there. Like
That's
really ran rapid.
crazy.
It was one
And
point in time they had the news. I think the news chopper was just circling around the institution because they were actually talking about what was actually going on there. And it was tough.
right,
It was tough.
absolutely, absolutely, man. It's been not getting the because I know they did the vaccinations, the Johnson, I believe, out here in California. They did the Johnson, and then there was things when it came out that like there was these side effects or whatever on these people. Whatever it may have been, like heart issues or like loss of breath, like stuff like that. And it's like, dang, man, I feel like these people in prison were used as like a lab rat. You know what I mean? Not any
Yeah,
disrespect, but
yeah. And then just think of the psychoanalytics of it. Individual is willing to be an experiment just so he
right,
or she can get some type of money so they can get commissary, or just so they can get a time reduction, just so they can actually be free. So
right,
and it's crazy.
right,
It definitely is.
right. Hey, Anthony, you got your is it your doctoral degree?
Oh no, I don't have my doctoral degree. No,
Not
uh,
yet, not yet, huh?
no, not yet, not yet. That is that's some ways to go.
Yeah.
So currently right now I'm a junior at the University of Baltimore. Uh,
Okay.
back in 2017, I believe I was uh, picked, I believe top 10 out of 150 other incarcerated individuals to be a part of the University of Baltimore Second Chance program. And
Wow.
that program was the pilot program to the actual recertification or the reinstitution of the Pell Grants for individuals within within our prison institution. That's huge.
Right.
That's huge. I am a recipient of that. It has helped me change my life. It has helped me experience many, and this is my favorite word, paradigm shifts. I
Ooh.
became much open minded, and it's easier for me to actually understand the reason why, you know,
Right.
why I am the way that I am, or you know, why during my teenage years, I acted the way I acted and made those type of decisions, you
Right.
know, and it helped me get to know, the one person who I needed to know in order to
Right.
prosper, and that was me,
Right.
you know. So while I was inside there for 13 years, I grind, man.
Right.
I grind. I surrounded myself around very intelligent individuals. I made sure that I was busy. I
Right.
made sure that I had, I want to say, my own curriculum outside of the programs that I was in.
Right.
I was able to discipline myself. Maybe in
And
2012, I was about 250 pounds. 2012, now I'm down to like 205. So
oh, let's
yeah,
go. Cut
yeah.
down,
So
huh? Slow it down a little bit,
yeah,
man.
yeah. So
Good.
it definitely shaped and molded me, to become the person who I am today. And me wanting to
Right.
continue to excel, I wouldn't have that mindset if it weren't for school.
Right.
So
Absolutely, Anthony. And like talking to you right now, man. I wouldn't think you spent 13 years in the pen, man. Come on now. But a lot of people, hey, a lot of for real though, a lot like you said, a lot of people in prison, especially a lot of the older heads, they're very intelligent. You know what I mean? They're very intelligent. Not even just the older people, but like anyone. Because the books, you guys are studying the books, the schooling, you guys have time, and you guys, do a lot of research and stuff. So I actually interviewed this dude in the he's in one of these California pens. He's been doing 25 years now. Hands down, one of the smartest dudes I've ever talked to. And I'm right. I'm not in college right now, and I mean I've pretty well-sounded and overall like great professors, but man, these people come out of prison are just it's remarkable. You know what I mean? And are they giving you just like you, man? You're very intelligent and you're structured, and prison kind of I feel like it's militant and it kind of makes you more structured in a way, right? Would you say?
Yeah. Uh, yes and no. You know, a part of the system is supposed to be, you being sick and tired of being sick and tired. But we all know that if you can't really actually become aware of your sickness, then you're not going to be able to
Right.
make the first step to actually cure yourself. The system isn't designed for that. So you have no other choice, in my eyes, to me, if you want to change yourself, but to surround yourself around different individuals.
Right.
Sociology tells us that conformity is like the main concept to a person uh, gaining their not only their social infrastructure, but just the ramifications of their mind, them understanding what is actually going on, or them pulling in shared values, or making someone else's values their own.
Right.
So me being a part of those circles, those study groups, put me in that position. You
Right.
know, put me in that position so I can do that. And
Absolutely.
I conformed. I conformed. I paid attention to them. I listened to them. Uh, I've read the same books that they read. Uh,
Right.
I had one brother that he would have given me a book like every 2 weeks, and inside every book, it always had essay questions in the back of it. So,
Uh,
So in order for me to get another book from him, I would have to answer those essay questions, and he would grade it and everything. And
really? Oh, that's kind of
yeah,
cool.
he would grade it and everything. And when I say that helped me, that helped me. This was before school.
Right.
This was me. This was during the inception of my actual journey to um, changing my mindset.
Right.
Transforming my mindset.
Right.
For a better term.
Right. Absolutely, Anthony. I want to get into a couple stuff too, like your backgrounds, your childhood, how you're brought up, like any trauma kind of was in play. Um, but how was like what made you want to get into school, like in prison? What made you want to kind of change and change for the better and gain more knowledge and
So I've always loved education. I've always, when I applied myself, was able to get good grades. However, here goes the C word again. Conformity,
right,
put me uh, into situations where I didn't really need to be because I really didn't actually understand the consequences of those situations or of my actions because of that particular situation. But yeah, that's that was always in me. I was
right,
always an explorer. When it comes to my curiosity, I am an explorer. I
right,
want to see something different. I want to see, if if this right here turns green, and why does it turn green? That's just
right,
the person that I am.
right,
And
absolutely,
when I actually suppressed that, that's when I seen the stagnation really come on.
right.
So,
Especially once you get out, man, that's a good like, hey, I got my degree in prison, and I gotta
yeah,
and I got and I gotta survive. You know what I mean? Survive myself, and I gotta go to school and learn this too. So I mean, it ain't easy. It wasn't easy, right?
no, no, it's let me tell you something. So when you're in prison, you have all the time in the world, so you could accomplish hundreds of things. you know, but when you're out in the real world, it's a time. It's a time and a deadline on everything. You
Right,
know, and with that in the middle, along with reconnecting with friends, uh, family, my son and my godson, trying to put my or insert myself into the workforce, um, surrounding myself around the certain individuals who I were incarcerated with, who are now home and doing everything that they were supposed to be doing and more. Yeah, so it's it's amazing, man. It really
yeah,
is. It really is. But it is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard. I've been on a total of 13 interviews and about 10 orientations. And before my incarceration, I always thought, because I did have, a job before, my incarceration, a couple of jobs before. And normally when when you are asked to orientation, you actually have, the job. Well, I've been invited to over ten orientations and still being told, we can't move forward with this process.
Right, man. And that I heard that they're I heard that, like, when you apply for a job and you want to start your career or whatever, maybe you gotta check that box, man. I'm a felon, right?
Yeah.
And I heard this from this other podcaster that does the whole prison reform and reentry. She said that they're gonna be checking that, like, that's not gonna be a thing anymore, like the whole check the mark for a felon, because it's too stereotypical, of someone, of a manager to, oh yeah, you're a felon, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're not gonna, you know what I mean? I feel like, especially for a black man too, it's 10 times harder. There's opportunities, but people have bigger windows than others.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I was stuck in this rut mentally. That was like, I've planned this thing, for the past 10+ years of my life. I've planned my reentry, and here it is. It's like nothing is like really coming together. Uh, I was supposed to work for an organization. Well, not an organization, but something of a all boys school. And about 3 years ago, I wrote the executive director. I told him my story. I sent him my resume. He left everything. He told me to come on in. And him and I stayed in contact. During COVID, we lost contact. He ended up retiring from the executive director position, and somebody else stepped in. So the human service journalist, I was also in contact with her as well, and they're like, "Yeah, look, the only thing you have to do, you have everything. The only thing you have to do is just fill out the application so we can have it on file." Filled it out, went to their orientation and everything, and it was just like, we can't move forward with this process because no one that works here or can work here can have the type of felony that you have, which is a second
Mm,
degree murder charge. So
all right.
I was blown, like very blown, because this is something that this was a this was not only just a job, but it was something that I really seen myself doing for quite some time, and seeing
Right.
myself actually emulating in my own nonprofit one day. And every single aspect of this job or this employment was to the T everything that I did within the institutions that I was in for the past 8 years. Creating and teaching cognitive based development programs to youth, getting them ready for employment, teaching about morals, principles, following a curriculum, and really getting these young brothers to actually understand, the importance of life. And not only just that, not only just can I actually speak it to them. I'm here in the flesh to to actually show
Right.
them, an individual who was sentenced to 25 years, but was able to give back some time and come home because of the good things that I was doing within the institution. And a lot of the things that I was doing within the institution gradually leaked outside,
Right.
leaked outside of the institution in a good way, in a
Right.
good way. And my judge got whiff of it. My judge got whiff of it, and that was it. I had professors from University of Georgetown, University of Tennessee, the University of Baltimore, of course, and Loyola here in Maryland to actually get on the stand, testify for me, and also write letters of recommendations.
Right.
Um, and at the end of the day, I was free.
Right.
Here we are trying to get into the workforce, and I have reference letters, letters of recommendations, and I'm still not getting any job. So, so yeah, that was tough. And I ended up taking a job with a nonprofit. that actually was on the front line of the ban the box battle here in Maryland. And that nonprofit is called From Prison to Professionals, and also is known as From Prison to PhD. Um, there, I'm the mentor. I'm the mentor coordinator, so I recruit mentors and I train mentors to help scholars. We don't call them mentees; we call them scholars because the organization is geared towards post-secondary education within the prison institution and as well as outside the prison institution. So
That's huge.
that organization took me in, and I actually had the opportunity to meet the founder about 2 years ago, and his name is Dr. Stanley Andrees. He's from Ferguson, Missouri, and he served, I believe, 10 to 12 years within a federal institution, inside a federal institution for drug trafficking. And now he's a doctor at Johns Hopkins. He's an oncologist. He's also a professor at Johns Hopkins and Howard. He's a medical graduate from Howard as well. So, and everyone that sits on our board has been incarcerated or was incarcerated for over 5 years, and they're either working on their doctorates or their PhDs. And it's just so that organization, me being part of that organization, it means a lot to me right now, because these are individuals who I'm able to work with, but these are individuals who were once like me as well. Someone who was just coming home, or someone who served time and was able to start their collegiate journey while incarcerated.
Right, absolutely. Hats off to you, Anthony. For real, man. That's big time. I said hats off to you.
Thank you.
That's huge, man. That's huge. Yeah. And you're like the perfect role model. You're the role model. You know what I mean? That society needs to look at, man.
The word "perfect" scares me. But yeah.
Have you heard of?
No one's perfect, but yeah, I mean, I do consider myself as someone who puts forth the effort to try to lead by example.
Right, absolutely. Have you heard of a dude named Isaac Wright? Isaac Wright. He spent some time on the East Coast. What was that?
Is he an author?
He I think he writes his own books. I think he was a lawyer. I don't know. I'm not too sure what it's called, but when an inmate kind of represents themselves and other inmates, he got really good at that and actually like became a lawyer in prison.
What state was this?
Did he start out in California? I think he started out in California, then went federal, and then went to the East Coast. I'm gonna send you. Well, I'll send Shauna like pictures of him and his organization. You probably know of him.
Yeah, I probably know of him.
Yeah, he's like a lawyer now. Spent time in the pen. Like, it's like, dang, man, like that's crazy. You know what I mean? From being like, it's just I'm speechless, man. You can't even really like. There's no words for it. You know what I mean? That's literally overcoming adversity and obstacles throughout your life, like for real. But another thing I wanted to touch on was like I want to talk a little bit more. I want to get in your background as well, but talk a little bit more about like the things you did for the inmates in there, because it was all positive, like teaching them how to read, right?
Yeah. So it wasn't more so teaching them how to read and write. It was more so of giving them a clear understanding of why they were the way that they were. And it's tough because their level of understanding isn't I don't want to belittle someone, but it isn't up to par to where they could take certain variables and put them all together and come up with a legitimate reason for why.
Right.
So me guiding them, that was basically my job, and me leading by example was something that allowed me to really, I don't want to say insert power, but insert positive power, because I
Right.
may be in another housing unit and maybe something going on in this housing unit, and I'll get called down. Oh, we may need you to diffuse the situation as an inmate. And I'll say, oh, well, who's the inmate? Well, he's in your program and such and such and such. Oh, fine, okay. Let me hit my door and put my shoes on, and I'll go talk to him. And just through those programs that I facilitated and that I've taken part of, we've really stopped the youth from going into disciplinary segregation.
All right.
I believe I want to say 2 years ago, it was about a 50% decrease. And yeah, and a lot of the people who did not go back were the people who once before were consistently on
Going back.
on lockup or the shoe for what some people may call it. And
Right.
they seen our program work. You know, it may not help all 25 people that was in there, but as long as 4 or 5 people really get it, then we feel as though that our job is done. We felt as though that
Right.
our job was done. And
Absolutely. I'll go for it.
yeah, and just being around those individuals, and for me to understand, what's to come for them, but to also understand what it takes to get there. Additionally to uh, being open-minded to
Right.
new things, because
Right.
that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Teaching yourself something new. When I came to prison, I told myself that when I leave here, I'm not gonna be the same person who I was before. How did I do that? And the number one thing was I just taught myself something new, something I didn't know anything about. And as the years went on, uh, me becoming more wise, me becoming more intellectual, me being able to actually be more diplomatic with certain things, everything just started to come into play. And I
Right.
just started to be the person who I am today. Just yesterday, someone told me that I don't talk like someone who's been incarcerated for over 13 years.
Mm.
And I asked that person, like, well, how is a person supposed to talk who's been incarcerated
Right.
for over 13 years? And it was like, and the person said, well, they're supposed to talk with some slang, and like you speak real proper. I said, yeah, I can speak proper to you, and then go to the hood and I can talk to them in their language as well.
Right. Right.
You know, and and the lady, she was just like, okay. And this wasn't this would you would find it typically coming from a white person or
Right.
someone of that type of race, but no, this was coming from a black person. And
Right.
once I said that to her, she was just like, okay, wow. She's like, okay, wow. No, and it took me a while to get there. It took me a
Right.
while to get there. It really did.
Yeah, man. Real quick story. How much time you got, by the way?
Oh man, we can go.
Okay. I don't want to, man. You got to tell me too, man. Hey, let's cut it. We're good. I'm done, man. But it's crazy because I was going to Chico. I don't think you know where Chico's at. That's a small little town. My college, and I was in Sacramento, um, going up to my school on a bus, and we stopped in Sacramento. We were coming from Fresno to Sacramento, going up north. We stopped in Sac, and in Sacramento, you have people from county, or you'll have people from the prisons like around Sacramento. And there was 4 people that just got out of prison. They came on the bus, so they had their bags and stuff, and all clothes were all pinned down, looking nice, whatever. This lady next to me, she was like an older lady. They hop on the bus, and she kind of like gives them a dirty look, like kind of like startled too in a way. But in my head, I'm like you don't know what those people have gone through. You don't know those people. You can't judge them already just based off they went to prison. You know what I mean? You can't judge a book by its cover without actually reading the book. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
and getting to know that person. And that's another thing why I do what I do is because I like talking with people like you, Anthony, because I can sit here and talk forever, whether it be about prison, social topics, sports, how you're doing, your family, all anything. And people can't judge, man. People cannot judge, and that's what I'm trying to do too. Is like get that. It's getting better. Get that kind of stigma off these people that have been in prison. Oh, they're criminals. Oh, they're this and that. You know what I mean? Another thing too is crazy because I read this article. I believe people commit three felonies. I think three felonies a day or during the week, and they just get away with it. So it's like, man, you can get caught right now. Like that person I was talking to you, you can get caught right now for jaywalking or whatever it may be, or accidentally getting in a car accident, that person dies. Now you're up in prison. Go get a look at that. Go get a look at prison. So it's crazy how people kind of portray things. But I'm blessed to, be here with you and sit down with you, man. Um, but I wanted to get into um, your background, how you were raised, your upbringing as a kid
Sure.
and youth, because I feel like a majority of the people that are in prison, they face trauma throughout their years. And when you mention about opportunities, a lot of kids, man, not most kids that live in low income or don't have a father figure or no guidance when they're younger, they don't know there's very little opportunity. You know what I mean? Very little opportunity. And I feel like, hey, you never know. Pick up a brush, pick up this canvas, put your hand or put your paintbrush to the canvas. You never know what you can, turn out to be. So it's like stuff like that, making new opportunities is great. You know what I mean? So what was your childhood like?
So my childhood, it definitely wasn't, it wasn't the best situation. Uh, in some ways, I believe that I was better than, people who were, of course, doing worse. But in a lot of ways, now looking back, I definitely think that my family did the best that they could, for what they
Right.
knew, for what they actually knew. So I grew up in a household that I want to say was probably about 4 bedrooms and an attic.
Mm.
It was the first house that was on that street. The house is still there to this day. I believe it's over 100 years old. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. My mother grew up in that house, and her, I believe 7 or 8 siblings grew up in that house also. Yeah, uh, and I believe the age ranges from 70 plus to my mother. She's the youngest, and she's 59, about to turn 60. And the house was always crowded. It was a family house. And next door to that house, even before I was born, uh, was my mother's older sister's house.
Mm.
So they actually shared driveways, and my mother's sister had 2 daughters as well. They had 3 children apiece, so that was 6 more children. And
Dang.
yeah, we were like in between. We were in between both houses. We were in between both houses, and it's been times where family members weren't, doing good, so they had to move in with us. And moving in with us is more people, a lot more people, one bathroom. And yeah, yeah,
A
it
lot
was
of toilet
crazy.
paper, man.
Listen, toilet paper. Listen, a lot of toilet paper, man. But it was just the house was just old, and it still is old to this day.
Right.
It still is old, and and it was crowded. It was never any privacy. It was never any privacy. My mother did the best that she could as far as putting me in sports. I love sports. I played football, basketball, and baseball for a couple years, but for some reason it just wasn't enough.
Right.
And when it came to sports, I was gifted, so I had the opportunity to play with other gifted people. But in the midst of me doing that, these other gifted people who were also my friends, they had things that I didn't have
Right.
that that helped them get accepted in school,
Right.
in elementary school and middle school. My family couldn't afford that stuff, so going to school, not having or maybe have to go to back to school shopping a week after school started. Things like that. Not getting the best pair of shoes, or going to Payless, or your mother going to Goodwill, things like that. But the only thing that kept me a little relevant was just my skills and my friends. But I still got it though. But I
Right.
still got it from people from the outside, and I turned towards and conformed towards those who were seemed as if they were more respected and more accepted. And those individuals, by this time I was in high school, or in my 8th grade year. So I want to say my 8th grade year going into my freshman year. And acceptance was everything for me. And when it came to uh, material things, That's how I seemed to grasp some type of self gratification.
Right.
So I started to surround myself around individuals who was doing illegal things
Mm.
to obtain money to get those nice things. Uh, However, when you're dealing with the streets, that's not all that comes with it. It's everything
Right.
else, and that was my down spiral right there. From there my grades started to slip. I put off the basketball team a couple times because of my grades. I stopped playing AAU basketball, and all of my friends who I was actually playing basketball with, they started to excel. They stayed
Mm.
together as one,
Right.
but I branched off from the group and conformed to another group. So I started to decline as they started to excel. And make a long story short, about a month after my 20th birthday, uh, I had committed a second degree murder.
Right.
And upon me coming up, upon me being sentenced for second degree murder, that's when this thing right here, where we're talking about my childhood,
Right.
really actually came into play. I really was able to see things from a totally different perspective. But my father, he was in and out of the picture. He was barely there. Um, when I was young, he did mean the world to me, and with him not being there, it definitely hurt me. I
Right.
had I had uncles and a couple of older cousins who were present, but they weren't present. If you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So so I wasn't. They weren't able to actually catch me, and some of my other cousins were already actually in the game and doing what they were doing. So I was also hanging with them as well. And
Right.
this all just stems from me personally, my childhood, me not being able to get what I wanted. You
Right.
know, a lot of people tell you know, I'm not gonna say sob stories because a lot of them is true. About their family struggling and everything. But when I look at it today, I didn't have to do none of the things that I did. Over clothes or over shoes or over not being able to hang in a certain crowd. You know, that was my downfall.
Right.
That was my downfall, 100%.
Right. Anthony, do you think sorry to cut you off, man, but this man, I love doing this, man. I love, sitting down and getting to know people. It's interesting for real. But um real quick, man, I get sidetracked too. Do they still have the BGF out in Maryland?
Oh yes, yes, yes. So I mean, I was incarcerated with a lot of those individuals.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
incarcerated with a lot of those individuals, and a lot of them are great dudes, are really great guys. They're really well versed on history. They're really well versed on the law,
Right.
and they're, yeah, like really. And although the media and the laws they may portray a certain picture, it's a lot of those brothers who are really good brothers and who are actually leading a lot of the cognitive based development programs within the institution. And that is
Right.
actually right now, uh, I know about three of them who are coordinating with some friends of mine within the institution to bring down the violence at a certain institution.
Right.
So you do have your you do have your those who are going crazy or do whatever they do, but you also have your good solid individuals that are very smart and that are very in tune with the community and trying to help people actually grow.
Right. Absolutely. Because I mean, once Fred Hampton got locked up, they kind of started that movement, right? I'm pretty sure,
It
right?
was so I believe it was more so it was more I think it was more so after George Jackson was assassinated.
Was it? Okay.
Before
Yeah. I
yeah
remember it was something like
yeah
that.
I think it was more so after George Jackson was assassinated.
Right. Because
That's
I know it's heavy. I know the BGF is heavy on the East Coast. Maryland is where it originated, if I'm
yeah
not mistaken.
no that's I mean yeah well I guess their side like
Right.
the East Coast side I don't know if it's like East West or like I don't
Right.
know if they're like combined or anything like that but yeah the ones that are there they're here in Maryland so I don't know if any
Right.
of them has been to California or anything like that
Right.
but yeah.
Yeah, no, they're good people. They're good people for sure, and they do, they're really into the law and all that. But back to the childhood, I just had to throw that in there, man. I kind of get distracted.
Sure, sure.
But now childhood, having a large family, cousins, whatever it may be, in and out of the house. Two houses right there. Father kind of in the picture, not in the picture, and then sports as well, man. If you felt like if now rewinding now, if you kept going and kept on track with sports and stuff and your father being in your life every day, do you think your life would have been different now and it would have prevented prison time?
I don't know. I don't know. That's something that I've thought about plenty of times, but I've never gave a lot of time to it. Because
Right.
I know that that's the past. I know that's
Right.
something that will never happen. So I'm really not gonna. I really don't spend a whole bunch of time on it. But
Right.
during certain transitions of my journey, I did think about it though. I
Right.
did think about it.
Are you a strong
Past is
believer? Oh, go for it. My bad.
your past. I mean, your past is your future. Your future.
Right. Right. Are you a strong believer on everything happens for a reason? You think God kind of put you in that situation, like
Oh, of
prison time
course,
for a reason? Yeah.
of course, of course. I believe in universal law. I believe in karma. I believe in what goes around comes around.
Right.
That's all it is. That's all it is. It's balance. you know, on a that's all it is. And yeah, I think it's unfortunate that someone lost their life, but it changed mine.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
absolutely. No. Yeah. Absolutely, man. I don't go for it.
I'm definitely a firm believer of everything happens for a reason. You know,
Right.
I really don't
And
believe
I
in
don't even.
coincidences
Yeah. I
either.
don't even like. I don't even really talk about. I've never asked someone, "Oh, what did you go to prison for?" You know what I mean? I just feel like that's kind of unless you'll bring it up, like, hey, you already brought it up, then I'll probably like ask maybe a little bit of questions about it. But I'm not too big on that, man. Like I like to shine the positives, like what you're doing on the inside, helping these inmates out. You know what I mean? Especially what you're doing now. It's huge, man. It's huge. And almost about to get your doctoral degree. I got to catch up to you,
That's some
man.
years. That's some years. Like I still got to do the bachelor's, man. Next year, next May, I'll have my bachelor's. So
What are you gonna get it
we got
in?
to we
Bachelor's
got
in
to get
what?
there. Yeah, human service administration.
Let's go, man. Let's go. I'm gonna check up on you, man. I'll be like, hey,
Oh,
when'd you
please
get it,
do,
man?
please
Got
do,
that graduation
please
picture.
follow up.
Yes, sir. But
Definitely.
how was your? We'll wrap it up a little bit. I don't want to take you too
Sure.
much time. This is Saturday night, man. I know how it is on Saturday nights, man. You're already dressed up. You got the watch on, ready to go.
No, actually, I'm with family. they're all outside. They're all
Oh,
outside.
okay, the
You know,
family.
they're cooking.
Okay.
They're cooking on the grill. I'm at my aunt's house right now.
Okay. How was your transition once you got out of prison? How was it for you? You talked about like the jobs and stuff, but was it kind of like being 13 years in prison? Was it kind of fast paced for you once you got out, like going to malls and DMVs and stuff like that?
Uh, Not too much. I think the biggest thing was space. Like that was space. So I mean, of course, it's I come home during the pandemic, in the midst of the pandemic, and everything is social distancing, but it's still
Right.
space. So like walking in the mall when I first came home, or individuals, even though they were family, friends, the people who I haven't seen in years, but when they walked up to me, or if I'm having a conversation, and somebody walks up to me, and I still look at them up and down,
Right.
or when I'm talking to this person, I still might be looking at my peripheral at that individual. So it was things like that. Uh, I turned around real fast on a mannequin. My first day home, I was in Macy's. And I went to the aisle, and I went to the aisles, and I was looking at a shoe, just felt like somebody was on my back. So I turned around real
Right.
fast, and it was a mannequin. I'm just like chill
Man,
out.
the mannequins aren't here to hurt you, man. Come on
And
now.
I'm just like, I'm telling myself like that. Chill out, calm down, you home.
uh, hey, that
So
happens though.
yeah, it does. It does. It's always the smallest thing that you may not be able to to like pop off right off the top of your head to tell you like what's the biggest thing, or because the biggest thing can be the smallest thing. So
Right.
like one of the biggest things for me now with me being inside here that I love within my transition is when I get frustrated or mad or angry, I can go out on a balcony or I can
Right.
go for a walk. I'm not inside a cell, breathing in my cell buddy's air and his breath also. I got to deal with him. So
Right.
just me having that freedom of just going outside and getting some fresh air is huge for me. Very
Right.
huge.
And how? I'll go for it. My bad.
No,
I was about to say, how did you deal with? I'm glad you mentioned that. How did you deal with like stress and anger? Because you're not gonna punch a concrete door, the wall. You
no.
break your hand, man.
In the beginning, in the beginning of the interview, I told you I was 250, and
Right.
I just started to work out. I
Right.
started to work out. I started to eat healthy. I stayed away from a lot of sugary things, a lot of processed foods, even though that's all that is in, inside the prison institution. Uh, Working out really helped me, like, just that was my zen moment for me to get some
Right.
peace, for me to release frustration, any type of negative energy. Working out was the main thing. The next thing was just being around the young brothers during the
Right.
during our sessions. Being around the young brothers inside, seeing that a lot of these kids maybe 19, 17, 18 years old with football numbers. 88 years, 2 life sentences,
Wow.
but they're still smiling. They're still, they're still talking to individuals. Some of them still have a clear head. Some of them fall subject to drugs within the institution. But just being around them, yeah, that was huge for me. It really
Right.
was.
Absolutely.
And to see them and to see a lot of them, actually grow, you know, it was lovely.
Right. Absolutely, man. And what do you think we can do, man, to prevent? I wish we can just snap the finger and it's gone. But what are some solutions that we can do to kind of prevent like crime and like the whole delinquents and stuff like that, like at a young age?
I believe the biggest thing is education.
Right.
Point blank. Period. There's no way around it. Education is the most important. Is the most important thing. A good quality education.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
gonna it's gonna answer the questions for you and help open doors for you that you didn't know were answerable, and you didn't know that those doors can actually open.
Right.
You know? So if we want to actually, to the people out there, if we really want to see our prisons get shut down, if we really want to see the recidivism rate go down and be very good, we got to make sure there is post-secondary education within the prison system. Point blank period. It has to be. It has to be.
Right.
You know, when you're studying something like sociology and you're learning about rules and regulation and how they mold your values and your principles, that has to be retaught again.
Right.
That has to be retaught again. And that ultimately is the answer in the nutshell, but that nut has to be cracked. You know,
Right.
the only way you're going to be able to crack that nut is just by embracing the struggle and going forth with education. Going forth with education. Point blank period. So
Right.
that's another reason why I took the job at P2P, because it's about education within the prison system. And it's about fighting for education within the prison system and making sure that when these brothers come home, they can transition smoothly and still go on to more post-secondary education or go to get their doctorates or it doesn't matter what it is. As long as these individuals are coming home to that, or while they're inside being taught something new for what they
Right.
need, then that's what then that's when we're actually going to see the positive. We're going to see a lot more positives. You know?
Right.
And they got to let some of those brothers home, man. They have to.
Yeah.
They have to, because when things happen inside the institutions that the CEOs can't control, they call us. They call the older people. Out there on the street, sometimes it's the same way, depending on who that person is, who that elder is. You know, because they're not gonna respect all, just depending on who that is, who that person is. So that's the biggest thing. You gotta let these brothers out. Just like you said, there's some smart brothers in prison. I've seen plenty of documentaries where actually white people say that they've been around people in prison and studied them, and they said, man, they've never been in one area where they've seen some of the most smartest people they've ever seen in their lives. So it's a reason why they want to keep us captive. So.
Hey, they're gonna try to hold us down, man. They can't hold us down, man. They can't hold us down. They can't hold down
Melanin is real, man. We're part of
the
that.
blacks, man.
This is our
That's right.
universe.
Hey, they can try.
You
They
know?
can try all they want, man.
Yeah.
There ain't no holding us down. That's facts. No matter how hard it gets, they put the crack. They threw the crack in the hoods. Hey, we're still
Everything,
going.
man.
It was
Crack,
hard, but
heroin.
yeah,
That's what they do. That's
yeah,
what they do.
that's it.
They've been doing it for centuries. They've been doing it for millenniums.
Yes,
You know?
yes, yes.
So.
Yeah, Anthony, man, this is a truly an honor for real, and I'm glad Shauna, because I'm on Clubhouse. It's Shauna, right?
Yeah. Sean is on Clubhouse.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Shauna. I'm on Clubhouse, and she kind of got me in contact with you through email. So shout out to her too, because everything happens for a reason. You meet certain people for a reason.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm on Clubhouse as well. So
You're on Clubhouse?
yeah, I'm on Clubhouse as well. Sean is the one that brought me into Clubhouse. She said, "Well, look,
Okay.
they have a lot of these rooms on prison reform. You should go ahead and speak and tell your story." So that's what I did. However, it has been so hard for me to actually get in those type of rooms now, because I'm working so much. And yeah, I would love to, because that is somewhat my therapy as well. And
Right.
me not being able to actually hear some of the brothers and the sisters, and to hear what they have going on or what they're trying to actually.
Anthony,
Yes,
there?
it gets to me a little bit. It really does.
Oh, okay, there you are. I heard you, but your screen cut out. But I heard you though.
Okay.
Um, real quick, we'll end it. I know, man. I know. Bear with me.
I'm good.
But the PTSD, man, the PTSD, the mental health after prison is not talked about. You know what I mean? People don't care. People don't care to talk about it. You know what I mean? It's serious. It's the stuff that you guys see inside prison, what you guys have to do to survive. And you gotta live that to understand it. You know what I mean? I don't even understand it. I study it, but I don't understand because I've never been in your shoes or anyone else's in prison. Um, how's the mental health been for you? Like, was it a lot of, you know what I mean?
So, are we talking about now, like, or are we talking about during that process
during
or during
during that during
during
that
my
process and then to now?
yeah. Uh, After it goes on, and it's sad, but it's true, 1,000% true. But after you see it so much, you become desensitized. You know, you really do. You really do become desensitized to certain things. But as far as PTSD go, I just explained to you some a minute set of it with the mannequin. And
Right,
me going through Macy's and feeling somebody on my back, and I heard them turning around and seeing what's going on, and it's a mannequin.
right,
You know, uh, the space thing. Here we go,
right,
like the space thing as well. But I've I've seen a lot of brothers who are very bad off when it comes, to PTSD after their incarceration, like really bad off. And majority of those guys were guys who were, basically abused while they were in there. You know, and even those who did the abusing, although you did the abusing, that's a traumatic event also, and that messes up your psyche as well. So
right,
it's it comes full circle. You know,
right.
it comes full circle, but PTSD is real inside there, man.
That's
With a
deep.
brother Khalif Browder,
Yeah, I was gonna
he
ask
was
you
he
that
was
too.
he was going through some things, man, and the stuff that he was going through, and I seen all the time, where people get beat up and jumped on for nothing, for nothing. I've seen that plenty of times. You know, uh, I've seen people get stabbed. I've seen people die in prison. Like
And the CO setting it
just
up.
this Saturday, just Tuesday, two individuals who I've knew for years, and they were actually cell buddies. One of them uh, killed the other one. So yeah, yeah, and it's serious in there, man. Like it's serious in there. And one of them was about to go home in 17 days. So nobody's going home now. And
That's
these are two individuals that were in the cell together for about, I want to say, 5 or 6 years. So like hearing that, and then when that goes on, then when that stuff goes on, like with you and your cell buddy, 11 o'clock at night, there's no COs on them too. You're in a bubble
mm,
sleep,
right.
you know. So you wake up in the middle of the night to that.
Dang.
Yeah. So you wake up into the middle of the night to somebody screaming, yelling for the CO. So
And there ain't no CO to be called to
yeah,
because the
there's no
COs are
COs.
corrupted.
There's no COs to be called to, especially midnight shift when lights go out. When lights go out, everybody get tired of sleeping when the lights go out, including the CO. So they go to sleep on their
That's
post, or go in a bubble and go to sleep inside the bubble, and somebody in the cell dying.
that's deep.
Yeah,
That is
and then
deep,
it doesn't even have to be anything dealing with violence. Just dealing with health. Someone could be
right?
having a heart attack or a stroke, or a seizure and fell off the top bone, and you're waking up to his cell buddy kicking on the door, and you waking up seeing what's going on. And then he yelling for the CO, my cell buddy, he having a seizure, he having a heart attack, or this wrong with him and that wrong with him. But they can't hear just that individual who is a cell buddy kicking on the door. And
Right.
you're dealing with pain, glass, and so it takes a collective effort. If you want to go back to sleep, y'all make sure that CO open up that cell and they see what's going on with that brother. Because
Dang.
if not, yeah, it's gonna be kicking on the door all night until the CO comes, until they actually hear through the pane window glass on the tier, and the pane window glass inside the bubble. and
Wow.
that's like, I want to say that's over where I was anyway. That's over 50 doors being kicked, 50 solid metal doors being kicked at the same time.
Dang, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, man.
That's
Yeah, and the state, man, the state institutions get it the worst. You know, they get it the worst because it's a state-run institution. So when the budget is cut on the state level, first thing to go is the prison programs, and a lot of other things that they call miscellaneous that they can save money for.
right, man. And you're kind of, are you close to kind of Rikers Island a little bit? That's in New York.
Oh
I
no,
don't.
no, that's New York. Excuse me, that's in New York. I'm here in Maryland, so I'm closer
Okay,
to I'm closer to Baltimore.
got you. Okay, okay. Yeah, man, Anthony, that's deep, bro. And I can talk about that for years, but I'm not gonna talk your ears off. But I can. I also take notes as well. So while you're talking, you see me looking down, so I take notes. Um, but we'll wrap it up here, man. And you go enjoy your time with the fam. What are some things that you've taken from prison to use in your everyday life? Like any like positive, like any um,
Respect any person, no matter who they are. You give them respect,
right,
from the jump.
right,
No
absolutely,
matter
man.
no matter who that person is, race, what community they belong to, or anything. You give that man or woman their respect.
Right,
You know, you never know what you just like what you said before. You never know what the next person is going through.
right,
You never do. And I've seen, I've been in prison where people have nobody, so their only source of income is working in the kitchen. Where they're getting $25 a month. You know, and and that's crippling.
do you
And then,
cherish life a little bit more now that you're out?
oh hell yeah,
You know,
oh yeah. I've been living with another man in our bathroom for 13 years, over 13 years. Hell yeah, you know,
damn.
hell yeah. When people envision or think of a self, they really don't look at it from the context of you're actually living in your own bathroom.
Right, damn,
So,
dude. I'm glad you're out, man. I'm glad you're
thank
free, man. They let you out,
I'm
brother.
happy. I'm happy. My family's happy, and I'm pretty sure there's people who haven't met me yet that I may be able to touch,
There you
and
go.
they'll be happy. So, man,
Hell yeah.
definitely.
Hell yeah, and I hope this interview goes out, you know, and people are touched. They will be, trust me. There, I every video I posted, whether it gets 100, the most I've got was like 3.6K views, and I just started in January. But I try to get you guys' stories out there, man, for real. Um, and I've had people message me, hey, so and so, Anthony, that was a beautiful story. That was touching. I learned a lot from stuff like that. So I'm pumped to get this one out here, man. It was a blessing to have
Thank you,
you on.
man. Definitely.
To end it off, for real, to end it off, man. Um, some advice you can give to the youth, and what are your goals for yourself in the next couple of years that you want to accomplish?
So the next couple of years that I want to accomplish by my third year of me being home, I would like to have my own nonprofit, uh, and it's going to be geared towards the youth and cognitive based development programs. Um, I definitely want to be able to next May graduate from college as you know
Right,
uh, I mean, with just being a successful entrepreneur, being a great father, uh, being a man of my community, a true man of my community, is an ultimate goal of mine. To really help the masses understand, you know, and get them to understand things that have been trying to be relayed to them or communicated to them for, I want to say, centuries. You know, just being able to, well, let's just say, put it like this, my main goal is just to continue to elevate. and
Right.
continue to embrace struggle. I love that. Like, although some people don't like the word struggle, like I love the word struggle. Just like they may want to hear the word adversity, but I love the word struggle because struggle is the grit. It's the mud.
Yes.
You know, it's the mud. And I wouldn't be here today if I didn't embrace struggle. So my number one
Right.
goal every single day is to embrace the struggle.
Right.
Don't run from it. As soon as you embrace it, you'll find out hundreds, thousands of things about you that you didn't even know.
Absolutely.
So, so yeah, so
Yeah.
that's my main. Those are my main goals, man. It really isn't. I mean, not to be for for the sake of time to drag along and give you every single detail. So that I mean that is
I'm
like
here
my
for it.
main goal. Like
Right.
that is my main goal.
Right.
It's just for me to be successful in every single realm of my life, whether it's being a father, whether it's me being a husband, a man in my community, or with even me being a man. Period, a human being. Period. So
Right. Oh
I
yeah.
think I think it's a it's a part of me that has been gifted to teach some of the uncivilized.
Right.
You know, and
And we need.
I don't want to say uncivilized like like that's a bad word.
Hmm.
You know, but we all know that there's many faces to America. You know, and it's not about the peaches and cream of the American dream. It's far from that. You know,
Right.
and the only way that you're ever going to learn how to combat that or get or finagle your way into there is just by learning that exact system, what it is that you're trying to overcome.
Right.
Because if you don't know how to play the rules to the game, how are you going to win? If you don't
Right.
know the rules to the game, how are you going to play?
Absolutely.
And how are you going to actually defeat the person who you're playing against or the system who you're playing against if you don't actually know the rules?
Right.
That's another thing that I tell the youth all the time. You have to know the rules. I filed my post conviction pro se, meaning that I did all my work on my own, from research to typing everything up and sending it to my judge. My whole post conviction summary, I did everything myself. And once my judge said, "Okay, well that's granted," then that's when I went on ahead and did the lawyer route. However, everything was done on my everything was it was me.
Right.
It was me. My lawyer argued it very well, but actions speak louder than words, and that's what I did.
Hats off
That's
to
what
you,
I
man.
did.
And you ain't got no arthritis in your hand now, do you?
Oh no.
I'm messing,
No.
man. I mean, that's a lot, man. That's a lot of work.
I
That's a
do crack
lot
my
of work.
knuckles, man. I'm trying not to crack them. I do crack my knuckles though,
Hey,
so that's
they
what it.
say that's kind of good. I think that's like a myth or something. Cracking your knuckles or something like that. They say it's good now. I don't know. Hey, you can't trust anything you see or hear nowadays.
Yeah, it's a study for everything now.
Right. Absolutely. But yeah, man, it's a blessing. Talking to you and having taking your time about an hour and five, hour 10 on here, man. Because I was hopping around like today. I know you wanted to get it in 3 o'clock your time, 12 my time, but some stuff came up that I had to go to. But I'm glad we got it in, and I obviously want to do more more interviews with
Sure,
you because I have
sure.
goals for myself. Like I eventually I kind of want to travel and say what's the day in the life of Anthony Jackson. What's he up to on a Tuesday, and like interview you and then take me throughout just stuff throughout like uh is it Maryland, right?
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Maryland. Yes.
Yeah, so I want to what's the day in life there, and your story and your journey, what I mean. So that's something that I want to do in the future, but I want to do a part two again,
Sure.
um soon whenever you're available. And do you have my email or my phone
Shauna has
number?
everything. Yeah, Shauna
Okay.
has everything.
Okay, so would
Shauna
I
has
contact
everything.
Shauna?
Yes, you can contact Shauna for everything. Anytime you need me, Shauna's right there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll contact Shauna But yeah, man, I appreciate you for real, brother, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Keep inspiring those, especially keep being that role model, because you are the prime example and role model. Uh, making these people out here, these people that go to college, making them look dumb, man. Come on
Hey,
now.
listen, man. It's been so when we first started going to school inside, man. We had no laptops or anything for like the first, I think it's the first year or the first semester. Yeah, so we're like, we're in the cells. We're writing 10-page, 20-page papers by hand. With whiteout pens. And and after that first semester or that first year, I can't remember which one it was. They did bring us laptops.
What was
So
your feelings right when you got it?
they bought us in some. This was 2017, so they bought us in some 2002, 2003 gateway laptops. That's what, yeah, yeah. That's what we were using, like, gateway laptops. Like,
Hey, whatever
and
works, man.
it was a Windows XP, I believe. I think it was Windows XP.
Windows
Yeah,
XP.
yeah, it was Windows XP. And I was like, and because we're inside there, you don't know, you really don't actually know how long someone has been incarcerated, so you don't really know how well versed they are in technology. But when I seen those laptops, I said, I'm gonna be good. Then I seen they had Windows XP. I said, oh yeah, I was home for that. I'm good. If anybody need help, just come talk to me. I got you. I got you. But before the pandemic, they definitely got some new laptops. They definitely got some new laptops because I was on them. I was writing. I was writing a lot of different organizations, the Reform Alliance, Rock Nation. I'm like, we need laptops
Oh
bad.
wow.
You got
Right.
people like we're about to come home and we're on laptops that's uh 18, 17, 18 years old.
Dang.
And when we come back into society, they're not using these computers no more. Some of the software is outdated. So
Right.
it'll still be like we're starting from scratch again, or from number one again. And about a year before my release, they had got us all brand new Dell laptops. So
Mm.
yeah,
Do you think the system kind of help? Do you think it's kind of corrupt in a way or not? It's getting a little better,
the
or
justice
is
system,
corrupted? Is
the
corrupted the
justice
wrong
system,
word?
the
Justice
justice system.
system corrupt.
Oh, I do not think the justice system is corrupted.
You
I
don't
think
think
that
so?
I think that the justice system is running and is designed to run the way that it's supposed to run.
Right.
I don't think it's corrupted. This is what the people want. This is what these people want.
Right.
You know, anytime we could go into other countries and uh, start peace treaties, or go into another country and start a war with another country and take over their territory, but we can't deal with the things that's going on over here, then it's a
Right.
problem. You know,
Yeah.
it's a problem. And
Homeless.
excuse me.
The homeless. Dealing with the homeless, especially out in Los Angeles.
Everything, everything, man. It's just it's. I think it's no reason in the world that I think it should be people starving at night, especially in this country. So,
Right.
you know,
They
but
portray it to this American. Once you get in America, you're gonna live this life. But hey,
yeah,
whenever you get the chance.
they do. But one thing that I will say is, so I used to teach. When it came to the youth, I used to teach a government class, and I would break down the different types of government, from dictatorships, oligarchies, and everything. And almost every single person in that room, the first question that I would ask them, do you like America? And everybody always say, "Oh man, I fucking hate America. I wish I could just move over here or move over there." And then I let them say what they say. But by the time 3 weeks, because the curriculum, the class or that session was 3 weeks long. So I want to say, by the time they end over 3 weeks, they love America. you know, they'll love America because I bring in pictures, videos, and we break down what these different governments consist of, and how they work. And they're like, oh, well, we're not doing it like that over there. You know, we're living like yeah, you know. But at the same time, you know, you're saying that you want to move to this country, you want to move to that country. Like, nah. Your best bet is just to get an education and learn the rules of the infrastructure of this country,
Right.
so you can excel. 'Cause that's the only
Right.
way. That's the only
Right.
way.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Jay. Or, Jay. I was about to call you Jackson, but I called you Jay. Yeah, man. This it's I don't know, man. It's like you got that problem over there in where is it at? Is it Israel or something like that, right? Or the
I can't remember.
Palestine.
Oh, it's something else going on over there in Palestine with Palestine and
Yeah,
Israel. There
Palestine,
are always
Palestine, and the Israeli or whatever
yeah.
Israelis, they're fighting. There's bombs going off and stuff, this and that. But it's like here we got race, the whole Donald Trump, the Republican Democrat, homeless situation, racial injustice, climate change. Um, I can go on and on and on, and it's like, man, you can't portray America. It's a good country, but you can't portray into America. We're living this dream. When you get the chance, watch this movie called Divergent. Um,
Oh, Divergent. Yeah,
yeah, Divergent.
Divergent and Conversion is after that.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of made me realize, you got the homeless population, you got the high class, you got the middle class, and how things are at. It's these movies tell, they tell a story, especially these books. Obviously, everything's a story, and it's happening now. But I can go on and on with that, man. I can go on and on. But yeah, brother, do you have anything that was on your head that you wanted to touch on?
No, not really, man. You know, I like to thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, bro.
I'm blessed to be here today. I could still be, sitting in a prison cell today. But
Yeah.
right outside that door, right there is my family. You
Right.
know, that's what's very important to me. My family and myself.
Right.
It's a must that I love myself. Because if I don't love myself, then I would not be able to love my family. So,
Right.
that's what it's about. You know,
Second chance at life, brother.
yeah, second chance at life.
All right.
This second chance is a big one. You know,
Right.
it really is.
You're gonna impact. You're already doing it. You're already impacting people, man. And I'm telling you, for real, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post this on you know what TikTok is, right?
Yeah, yeah,
TikTok, if that's all right.
yeah.
Facebook, I was gonna
That's
post.
fine. I don't have a TikTok. The only thing that I am on is Facebook, Instagram, and Clubhouse. So
Okay, what's
you can look me up on Facebook as Anthony Jackson.
okay?
There's no different no underscores or anything like that on Facebook. It's Anthony Jackson. You could type in Glen Burnie, Maryland, Annapolis, Maryland, or Baltimore, Maryland. I should pop right up. Um, my Instagram is ants underscore purpose 7. A
Why is it
N
purpose?
T
What
S.
is there a meaning behind Purpose 7?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Seven is 7 is the number for God and knowledge and wisdom.
Right.
7 is also the month of my birthday. I'm a Cancer, so was born in
Okay.
July. That's the seventh month. 7 days of the week. Seven is a huge number.
That's right.
7 means a lot,
Right.
and I'm just. This is my second chance. That's why the underscore is a gap.
Right.
Now it's that gap is my transition, and that transition is past, and now it's time for the purpose. So now that's what
Right.
I'm doing. I'm moving with a purpose.
That's deep, Anthony. Dang,
But
that's deep, bro. Um, I was about to ask you something relating to that. I forgot right now. That's deep though, but I got you on here. Underscore Purpose 7.
yeah,
Um,
ants underscore purpose 7. A N
at
T S A N
okay.
T S underscore purpose 7
Oh, ANTS
underscore
underscore
purpose 7.
Purpose 7. Got you. Instagram. Yeah, man, I'm gonna touch base for sure. Man,
Yeah,
I
please
wish I
do.
had what that.
And I said, please do.
Man, I wish I had that. Is it Baltimore or Maryland? It's Baltimore, right?
Yeah, it's Baltimore, Maryland. Yes.
Man, you got that accent.
Yeah, but I
It's
just have.
heavy.
I don't know if it's so like 80% of the prison population is people from Baltimore City. I'm not from Baltimore City, uh, but I think some of my my pronunciations
Right,
may sound
right,
as if I'm like in the like dead center of Baltimore, but no, I'm not. I was just born there.
right.
You know,
No,
I'm,
I was picking
I'm
up on
there.
some words. I was like, yeah, he's on the East Coast.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
You know
about
what I mean?
20 minutes outside of Baltimore. I'm in the capital of Maryland. I'm there in Annapolis.
Oh, you're right there then. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what's up.
yeah.
All right, brother. Well, shoot, man. It's a blessing having you on. What's your plans for tonight? Just hang out the fam, huh?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out with the family tonight. Hanging out with the family, chilling. Uh, lay back.
Right.
Tomorrow, I got a couple of Zoom meetings.
Okay.
Uh, do some more laying back. And
Staying busy.
Tuesday was the last day of the semester, so that's great. I'm
Oh, for
happy.
school, right?
Yeah, yeah. This
Okay.
was actually my first break in 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years.
Wow.
So while I was locked up, they've only allowed a certain amount of us. I want to say probably about four of us to actually take four classes, to enroll in four classes. And
Dang.
you know, in order for you to do that, you had to be a part of um, University of Baltimore, Helen P. Denton honors program and things like that. So I've taken four classes before. Uh, However, they tell us that the most that we can take is three. So in order for you to actually get a full year of work is if you take three classes first semester, three classes second semester, and two classes in the summer.
Dang.
So that'll be your four classes. That'll be your your four classes in that semester.
Right. Do you kind of like that setup, doing it in summer school too?
No,
Oh, yeah.
no. I hated that setup. The only reason why I did it is because I wanted to accumulate as much credits as possible.
Right.
While I was inside there, so I wouldn't have to spend a whole bunch of time, in school, and that's
Right.
what I did. And because I did that, I'm set to graduate next year. So
That's huge, man. Has someone
yeah.
written a documentary on you yet?
No, no,
Not yet,
no,
man.
not
Hey,
yet.
you see how I
Not
said
yet.
not yet? It's about to happen, man.
Yeah,
For
not
real.
yet.
It's about to happen. It's crazy, man. I'm gonna let you go. I don't want to hold you. So I just keep going and going. You gotta tell me to just tell me, bro. Just tell me to end it, man. But uh I just wish that I had like I'm trying like I got goals for myself, like I talked to you about it already. And I just started, but I just wish I had like, the videographer, and then I can have like a little kind of cool little production side or whatever. Cause man, I can like, let's go, Anthony. Like, let's set this up. For July 7th, whatever it may be, whatever. I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna interview you, and then we're just gonna take you through you take me through your journey of your everyday life and stuff like that, and it's gonna open up eyes, man. I'm telling you, that's just something I've
Oh
always
yeah,
wanted to do.
definitely.
But if I get the opportunity, just know that you're gonna be on board for that.
Hey, you definitely know how to get in contact with me. Just holla at Shauna, and we'll definitely take the
Right.
rest from there.
Perfect, man. Perfect.
I don't I don't
Anything
I
else?
don't I don't say no to Shauna.
Right, right. Have
Yeah,
you said you've been doing the interviews, huh?
yeah, yeah.
Good.
So I did. This is my first podcast. So
Really?
yeah, this is my first podcast. So yeah, y'all heard it here first. So when that day does happen, just know that Sid, man, sit down with
Yeah,
Sid and have
man.
me first.
Let's go. Let's go. Anthony, I got someone else though that wants to interview you. Perfect
Oh,
person
sure,
too as well.
sure.
So yeah, man, whatever opportunity you get, whatever you get thrown at you, take it, man. You never know. You're gonna save millions of lives out there. You never know if the video may blow up or whatever. So
Yeah, that's
um,
true. That's true.
Netflix may be hitting you up. Good Morning America may be hitting you up over there in New York, man. Hey, come on the show in the morning. You know, you never know. I'm
Hey,
telling
that'd
you.
be nice,
You
man.
never
Hey, just
know.
like you said, you never know. You never
Yeah.
know. And
Right.
you and I are firm believers of everything happens for a reason. So,
Facts.
you know,
Facts. All right, Anthony, I'm gonna let you go hang out the fan, man. It's a blessing to
thank
have
you.
you on here.
Thank you,
Um,
man. And man, look, thank you, man. It's because of brothers like you, man. Y'all definitely putting our stories out there. Y'all giving us the platform to go out here and really not only just change our prison system, but change the minds and hearts of the
I
people.
appreciate it.
Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. It matters what we say, but we get momentum when people who aren't like us have our back.
Right.
You know,
Oh,
that's how
always.
we've been. And that's just how we've been getting the momentum that we've been getting this past 4 years. Because prison reform is a sexy topic right now. Everyone
Right.
wants to get on it. So if you do want to get on it for the right reasons. Come on over, man. Help some of the brothers get out of these institutions. Help some of our communities become better. Because at the end of the day, unless you let some of those brothers out there, that's inside there putting that work in, and
Right.
unless you really make prison institution some form of stern education,
Right.
crime will continue to happen.
Right.
Crime will continue to happen.
It real quick. I'm glad you said that. They made 22 prisons, I believe, in the United States or maybe in California, and they only made one school, one university. 22 prisons, but they made one university. Speechless, man.
I mean,
Crazy.
you can say species because I'm gonna speak from my just from my perspective. I'm gonna say speechless is because not a high or a shocking moment. It's just that like proofs in the pudding right there. You don't need too much. Like there it is right there. You know.
Right.
So there is like no aha moment for me. Like that's what it is. You know.
Right.
That's what it's going to be. But the rules and the system was put in place and it was designed for a reason. Criminal justice
Right.
is not corrupt.
Right.
It is working the way that they wanted to. They really wanted to work.
Exactly.
That's why it
Yeah.
was 22 prisons built in one school.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah. You're right, man. It,
So
I don't know, man, but
it's about money, man. That's what this country is about, man. It's about money.
it's the biggest. It's the biggest. Say biggest business industry in the nation. One of the biggest. You know, is they make so much money off especially off inmates, man. Like you said, I think it's 25 bucks a month about
Yeah. So I mean,
near.
it depends. It depends on like where you're working, the skill, like the section where you might be working, the type of job that you may have. It varies, man. It really does. It varies. But you have, like, even for the youth, like, this is how messed up it is. So, for the youth who come in, and a lot of these youth who do come in come from uh, abandoned homes. They come from not having family or anything. So, when they come into these institutions, they don't have nothing. Like, they have nothing. So, with them not having nothing, they can't get on the phone to place a call. And if they do get on the phone, they don't have nobody to call.
Right.
And this same youth or individual doesn't have a GED.
Right.
So what the state of Maryland will say is that if you do not have your GED and you were, I believe, I want to say 21 or either 18 years or younger, it's mandatory that you cannot have no job in the institution. You have to go to school. And and the thing is, which is fine. However, the students are the lowest paid in the institution. So somebody who's working in the kitchen making $25 a month, but the individual who's a youth who don't really have nothing or anybody who's going to school to get his GED, he's only getting like $16 a month. You know, and it's crazy, man.
It's modern day slavery.
Oh yeah, at its finest. Yeah, at its finest.
That is insane, man. How did Shauna get in contact? Shauna, is Shauna like your manager?
So Shauna is my publicist. Uh, Shauna is my publicist. So Shauna and I used to go to school together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Shauna and I used to go to school together. When I came home, she seen some stuff on Facebook and Instagram about me first coming home. She reached out to me, asked me how I was doing, and I just let her know that everything that I was doing inside the institutions and everything that I did to I don't want to say reset, but change my life and give me a new outlook on different things. Uh, I expressed it to her. I told her the story. Uh, I showed her different things that I've created, and she was just like, "Okay, let's do this."
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
she's dope, man. Like,
She's cool. Yeah.
she's dope, man. Like really is.
Right.
So,
Absolutely, man. All right, man. Well, shoot. Let's. I want to do part two as well. Like I told you.
sure.
So whenever you're free, I'll contact Shauna. I'm gonna message her right after. I need one ASAP. Another one.
Yeah.
He sent me. I'll give it some time though. But I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post this tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Um, so I'll post it. I wake up at 6:15 every morning, so I'll post it roughly 7:30 to 8:15 between that margin, Pacific
So that's
Standard
like
Time.
that's 10:15, 11:15 here. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so I'm gonna let it get pop. I'm posting on Facebook. I'm gonna post a cool clip, from this, like something inspirational, like
Sure.
your goals. When I ask you what your goals wanted to be, I'll be posting stuff like that. You know what I mean? And have a little, a little brief background. 13 years in prison, and then now you're working on your degrees and stuff like that. And now you're part of a program. So I mean, I love to shine the light, man. This is what we're doing. So
Thank you. I
I
appreciate that, man.
appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Um, and you can even text or call me if you ever need anything.
Sure.
You can write down my phone number. I'll give it to Shauna to give to you. If you ever need anything, holler at me. If you need to call me for something, or just need to talk to someone, hit me up, bro. Anytime.
Sure. I know we'll probably be traveling soon because the world is opening up, and the organization, the nonprofit that I work for, is a national organization. So we have people, we have staff and team members, and I believe 42 different states. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Perfect. Perfect, man. We're gonna make it work. We'll find something. We'll make it work, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
telling you,
go,
man.
man. Let's get it. Let's
Let's
do
go.
it.
You got that watch on it in the matched up. You got the long sleeve
Oh
and the
yeah,
jeans,
yeah.
man. You ready for tonight,
Listen, let me
man?
tell you, when you've been wearing the same thing we wearing the same thing every single day, the same color every day for 13 years. You just can't wait to just
Relax, get cozy.
like I couldn't wait. I
Right.
couldn't wait. I
What was
took
your
off all
first
my
meal
stuff.
when you got out?
Took off all my stuff in the car, and I and we went to the mall.
All right.
I had on some basketball shorts. It's December 15th. Cold as I had on a t-shirt and some basketball shorts.
Oh man. What
Yeah.
was your first meal when you got out, man? Some burgers?
So I didn't eat until the next day. I didn't eat that day. I didn't even eat that day. So family came, friends came, and there was just so much going on. So many people, hey, come here, hey, come here. And I didn't get to eat until the next day.
That was your hey, that's a good thing though, because your family was more important during that time. You sacrificed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
so yeah, brother, shoot, man. Hey, tell Lamar Jackson over there to chill out, man. I got my Raiders over here. We're struggling a little bit.
Hey, I don't, I am man. Look, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, man. And Lamar took us down, man. So I'm with you on that one.
JJ Watt. Where'd JJ Watt go to? Do you know? Do you remember?
Yeah, he went to I think he went to a contender team.
Did he?
Yeah, where did he
Was it
go to?
Arizona Cardinals?
Bingo, that's where it was.
Cardinals, yeah.
Yeah,
Cardinals,
because now
yeah.
you're pairing him on the other side with Chandler Jones.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous. That's
Yeah. We
dangerous,
have all
man.
the all those fast middle linebackers, man. All those fast linebackers.
Deshaun, you guys still got Deshaun or no? I don't remember.
Oh no, I'm a Tennessee
Oh,
Titans fan, not a Houston
Tennessee
Texans
Titans.
fan.
Oh, I thought you said
Yeah.
Texans.
So I used to be a
Okay.
Houston Oilers fan.
Okay.
I started out Ohio State, so Buckeyes all the way.
Okay.
Started out watching college football first before before NFL, and
Right.
Eddie George is everything to me.
Okay.
And so when he left college and got drafted by the Houston Oilers, I went right along with him.
There you
I've
go.
been with the Titans ever since.
There you go, man. Die hard right there. That's what I like to hear.
Man. Die hard.
All right,
Love
brother.
him to death.
Yeah. Derrick Henry, man. He's your guy.
Yeah. Love him to death. Anytime you're in a prison institution on a tier where you have 90-80%, people are from Baltimore, so they're Ravens fans.
Oh.
And it's a local station.
Right.
So you're gonna get every single Raven game.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
you got something to chill out.
I'm the only Titan fan on the tier, so it's like
okay. As long as you're represented, man, it don't matter. As long as you stand by it.
But
yeah, shoot, Anthony, man, I'll let you go, brother. But it was a blessing, talking with you for real, man. And whenever you need, text or call me, I'm gonna shoot Shauna, be like, hey, whatever, blah blah blah. You got my number, and we can chop it up whenever you need to, and we'll get that part 2 situated. And I'm gonna follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and then just look out for those postings tomorrow, and I'll upload it on YouTube for the full video.
Thank you.
Perfect. Appreciate you, Anthony. Have a blessed one, man. Be safe.
You too.